Anna Marie Island. Ooh, ooh. Anna Marie Island. Ooh, ooh. Anna Marie Island. Ooh, ooh. Anna Marie Island. Ow, ow. Anna Marie Island. Ooh, ooh. Anna Marie Island. Ooh, ooh. Anna. Ow, ow. That's me sunburn.
Oh, hey, I am Morlando, and I have been searching high and low for my new sex toy, Craig David. He was in these parts, quite literally, for a matter of days, and I have not been able to locate him, although I did find a tunnel that seems to have been dug with a spoon. I was able to send little tiny Timmy down that hole and drag him through on a skateboard, as we know he has mobility issues. I might or might not have entered his hole a couple of times. It's now known as Timmy's Hole. Anyway, I've got to go and clean his stitches. They are particularly festering in this heat of Orlando. Now I am going to go and cleanse my colon as well.
Trying to find a spoon to wave a spoon at.
Oh, fucking hell, mate. Oh, I'm back.
That was bizarre, as per usual, let's be honest.
I've got away. I got away. What I'd had to do is when he was asleep.
So did you actually see him?
I did.
Or were you constantly avoiding him?
Well,
I can just imagine like a sketch where you're sat there and you see him from a distance and you leg it and he goes, "Oh, I just missed him." I can just see it now.
it was like, and this isn't like, I'm trying to be politically correct, but obviously we can't talk about Tom and Jerry anymore because of the maid. But that's what it was like. All I ever seen was his legs and a bath towel and
a broom.
Yeah, and a dressing gown, and then so I never actually seen his face, but I seen him, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Oh yeah. So happy 15th of September.
Correct.
Whoa.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, we had about 20 episodes queued up. Now we're swimming.
If anyone hasn't realised, we're recording a lot before August.
Yeah.
We're actually really up to date.
We're bang up to date. So I'm back. I've been back 2 weeks.
Someone's been away.
Mate, we had an absolute ball. We had a mix-up in Disney, which has been documented on Disney.
I was gonna say, if you want to hear these other stories from Disney or Universal, see the podcasts. See the description in the podcast for the other podcasts. That was terrible English.
Yeah. What I will say, right, is it didn't appear to be what we thought it was in the end. All I'll say is don't put a debit card behind when you are staying in a hotel, because they were still doing the same thing as reserving the money, but it was showing up as a deduction on my bank statement.
Right.
When it wasn't. And Barclays, it took, even in America, Barclays were telling me that had happened, and it hadn't. So it was only when I'd been home about 10 days, I finally phoned Barclays to see where my money was, and they went through everything, and they said, no, nothing's gone missing.
Right.
But
all square, but still.
Yeah, Disney could have done better. They did compensate.
Could have been explained better though.
Yeah, they did compensate me for $300.
Okay.
And give me lots of lightning lanes.
Winner. So it's
Winner,
worth it for that.
winner, winner.
So if you're going to Disney,
Just-
do attach your card
yeah,
and kick up a fuss.
yeah. I mean, one of the
Hashtag not
$100
sponsored.
gift card just went on one lunch.
Exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't actually go that far, but hey,
Cough and Karen went, "Oh my God, you've got an extra $100, haven't you?" And I went, "I
no.
did have
Oh,
until
no, yeah, I did, yeah.
yeah, until I bought your kids all their dinner. So shut the fuck up and let's move on." But what we're talking about on
Orlando.
um, Orlando
Episode.
this episode is the bits that weren't in Disney.
The off-property stuff.
Yes. So we
Other parts of Orlando. Oh, do you know what? What are you drinking?
water.
I might go and grab a. I think I've got a bottle of prosecco open. Bear with. Hang on.
Go and get on it, lad. He's getting on the prosecco.
Okay. Oh, it's all live. Yeah, fan off. Bottle of prosecco in the fridge. You can't see that.
Oh,
Ooh.
beautiful. Which one is it? It's a nice one, that.
No, it's not. Oh, actually, yeah, it is.
Get on it. I had a glass of red wine when I got in off my night in this morning.
This morning at 10 to 10.
Yeah, 10 to 10, glass of red
That's
wine.
a light touch.
A light touch. Ooh, this is light touch.
I can't reach a prosecco glass from here.
Don't swig it from the bottle, lad. Doesn't
I
matter.
just did, and it didn't make me feel great. So I'm going to actually be a little bit more classy and grab a glass.
Oh, this should go out as a video podcast because your little body, your little torso just bobbing around.
I have considered it. Should we put it as a video podcast? I don't know.
Well, that
Maybe.
Disneyland podcast is going out as a video podcast. P-Dabs is doing that. Yeah, fancy Dan. Yeah, so
maybe I'll look into that. Maybe I'll write that down.
we did do a pre-trip report where I went into the costs of everything, didn't I?
Yes, we did that. Yes, absolutely.
I don't need to go into the costs.
No, it's more. Yeah, how was it? How did it actually go down from what was planned and what was envisioned? And so we covered transportation.
Yeah.
So you covered your trip, your transportation between the places because you'd booked with Skippy Transportation.
Yeah, Skippy. Yeah.
Skippy. So we can talk about that. Anne Marie Island, obviously, was the main kind of non-Universal, non-Disney thing that you did. That was, a sustained period of time. So yeah, let's
Yeah. So Skippy Transportation did the transfer between Universal and Disney.
Yep.
We did have.
Did they do the airport? No, who did the airport? Did they do airport?
No, they didn't. And I took a picture of the airport people who. We did charter travel for the holiday, and they were perfectly competent, and which isn't a high. They did their job. They give us that cheapest holiday. But
it was okay.
It was they were sound. It was the same as I'll talk about Aer Lingus very quickly. They were just fine.
Okay.
You were 7 out of 10. The plane was clean. It arrived on time. It took off on time. It landed on time. Was there any extra pizzazz?
Okay. No. Well, yeah. Okay. So
no, there wasn't. It was just
you got what you paid for.
Exactly.
Fine. Okay. I can't really grumble with
that. The new terminal at MCO.
Yes. The new one. Yeah.
The new one. We waited, and it's huge. It's huge.
Yes. So I've seen walk-arounds and seen it's huge. And
yes, we waited an age for our bags, and because we were first at the airport, because we stayed at Manchester in the Radisson Blu, we were first to put our bags on. So as if by magic, ours were last off. Yes.
Who knew how that worked?
And then you go through security then. So because you're all filtered through as your bags come off, there isn't a big massive queue for security because
that makes it a little bit more streamlined. Okay.
Yeah, so you're trickling through security rather than a mad dash. So cough, so COVID. So that was all right. And then the firm that we used, which was all done through charter, was a firm called MCA Transportation. And again, it was a cracking big 15-seater minibus. It
Lovely.
absorbed, there was 10 of us, it absorbed all our cases easily, and we had a comfortable seat, and they were waiting for us, loaded us in, and away we went. They were fine, dropped us off.
them.
And Skippy Transportation, again, phenomenal, turned up as booked, and they took us to Animal Kingdom
So
Lodge.
that was Hard Rock to Animal Kingdom, yeah.
Yeah. Two.
And they can pick you up right from the door, drop you off at the door.
Yep.
As if they were, yeah, excellent.
Spot on vehicle again. Yeah, can't fault them. Absolutely great.
Good.
They both got tips. But then we go to budget to pick the car up. That was at the Doubletree Hilton. It was a 12-seater minibus.
It was a Jesus bus.
Yeah, baby. And what I will say is, when we got to the Doubletree, it was going through a refit. So the budget didn't have any internet connection on their computers. So he was having to do the.
That's potentially fundamental anywhere.
Yeah.
Just
so
fucking hotspot.
What he was doing was using an iPad. They had a company iPad,
right? Okay.
With mobile data that he was using because he couldn't get on the Wi-Fi.
What you were going to say? He had an iPad. It wasn't internet enabled.
It wasn't his.
Sort of left it in the last rental.
So imagine you've gone on holiday to this Hilton Doubletree, and it was just outside Disney Springs, or what it's. I think it's one of the partner hotels for Disney Springs.
It's on that. I forget. I like calling it Hotel Road, but it's not called that. It's near Bull and Bear.
And it was literally saws going, drills going, hammers banging, building walls up, dust sheets everywhere. And these were in this little tiny, looked like temporary desks. He was a fucking pot herb, right? And he's dead laid back and everything like that. And he goes, yeah, I've just sent whoever out to clean the van. So we were an hour late anyway, but the van still wasn't ready.
Fantastic. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was dead chilled about the fuel. It's about half full, he said. Just bring it back about half full. You've got on the paperwork here, you're going to return at about 11, but I'm here on the day you're returning it. So just bring it back about 2 if you want. That's what he was like.
Right, okay.
So
until he's not there on the day of return and you're 3 hours late and you get charged, yeah.
So eventually the van was ready. I drove the first leg of the journey. So we went and picked the family up at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
So who went? Did only a couple of you go over to pick it up then?
Yeah, just the 2 men. Basically, we didn't feel like taking the tribe.
Yeah, that probably makes sense, to be fair.
Just a ball of energy. Do you know what I mean? The 2 4-year-olds, a 7-year-old. It was all just. So he goes, picks them up, and then we set off to Animal Island. 2-hour drive.
Was that it? Is that all it was? 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we drove to a Walmart en route.
Standard.
It was one of the only times that it rained. And when it rained. It was torrential, thunderstorm, fork lightning, the full hit. So I was driving in that. And then we go to the Walmart, and everybody is Walmart giddy because we're all like, whoa, we're in Walmart. And we've done some shopping for the condos. And at that point, I nearly killed the entire family.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Please
so
tell.
I'm coming out to turn left, so I've got to go across the traffic.
Yeah.
So I goes across the traffic, no problem. And I'm turning left, and I'm talking about something in my own little world, talking out loud, rejoicing about something.
About Walmart.
Just jabbering, basically, just talking shit, probably. Can't even remember. And somebody somewhere had said, watch that car, Craig. And I didn't hear them. I heard something, but I didn't hear them.
No, I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah. And I pulled out to turn left, and this car, I think it was a pickup truck, it happened so fast. It swerved around us, beeping his horn at speed.
Shit.
And everyone in the van screamed at me. I felt awful, basically. And it was like, it was one of them moments. Do I just plough on and carry on driving, or do I spit my dummy out and get out the seat and give it over to Lord Fauntleroy? But I never. I basically just carried on, and we all moved on from it. But it was a
Good.
truly terrifying split second,
Horrible
because
feeling.
I genuinely didn't see it in any way, shape, or form. I wasn't listening to anybody who shouted out. So apparently, Coffin Karen shouted out, Phil shouted out, didn't hear them. Just didn't. I was in my own little fucking world. But we get to Anna Maria Island, and again, it's a lovely drive. And
What time? What kind of time of day were you traveling?
oh, it would have been, off the top of my head, I think we picked it up about 12. So we had
By
the
the time you got
Walmart
back.
walk around and all that. So I want to say we got there maybe about 4, maybe
Okay.
even 5. But when we got there, and again, I can't remember what it was called. Let me just go to my pictures. There's videos online that I posted. Oh,
We'll put your YouTube channel in the show notes if people want to go and watch the videos.
yeah, and just make Cooper there ringing. It was called. Oh my God, this is so bad. No, that's the sandbar we went and ate at. Oh,
What
where
are you thinking?
are
The
you?
place you went?
Yeah, it's gone off my head.
Wheelhouse? Oh, Wheelhouse? No,
Yeah, here it is. The Queen's Gate Resort. You were close.
not sure it was.
No. And
Thanks, though.
when we got there, we couldn't find it because it was a postcode type situation.
Right.
So we drove one way and it was the other way. It was on. We're only looking for it for about 5 minutes. Phil got it up on Google Maps and an exact location, and we went round the block, and there it was. And what amazes me, as I say on the video, is I remember you looking on Apple Maps
Yeah.
at the actual location where we were, and at one end of the street you could see the harbour, and at the other side of the street there was a main road and the beach.
Yeah, straight across.
It was, if it was 800 meters in width, I'll be amazed. The
Wow.
bit of the island we were on. So we parks up, we gets out, and we goes to reception, and it's shut. And there's just two.
Oh yeah, I saw the photo. It's stuck
Yeah,
on the door.
2 envelopes, Carla and Craig, and it was like, we open it and it's just a little welcome letter saying, "Welcome, and this is the Wi-Fi code." The doors were unlocked, the keys were in the lodge, in the condo, and when we walked in, we weren't disappointed because we knew the price point,
Right.
and we'd left it till last minute. And so there wasn't a lot of availability. So
Yeah.
we booked. It was £450 for the 2, or $450, I think, for the 2 nights per condo. And we had 2
Yeah.
condos. It was functional. It had a kitchen, it had a fridge, it had an oven, a kettle, a microwave. It had a bedroom.
It was Aer Lingus.
Yeah, it was a 7 out of 6 or 7. The toilet moved and
Oh.
leaked. Yeah.
Oh.
The toilet, the bathrooms needed some maintenance. Let's just say
Right.
that. Phil found a huge cockroach in his room,
Oh.
but it's America, it's Florida. It is what it is.
He knew.
You know.
He knew his wife was going.
But the absolute jewel in the crown for this place was, you walked out of your condo, you turned right, you crossed the main road onto the most beautiful beach you've ever laid eyes on in your life. White sand stretching miles down the full length of Anna Maria Island. There was sea turtle nesting sites.
Oh yeah, I saw the little cages. Yeah.
Yeah, which they had protection on. And then the piece de resistance was, we were starting to think about somewhere to eat, and there was a bar literally 400 meters from the condo,
Perfect.
looking out to the sunset. and we plonked ourselves down there. We got on the beer. We got up and had like the photos are out there, beautiful photographs with the sunset in the background. And we stayed there for a while until it was dark and we were a bit bevied. I had a lovely tea, some sort of, I think I had tacos, prawn tacos, king prawn tacos or something like that. You know, shrimp, king shrimp,
Oh.
shrimp. Um,
Was it busy?
it was busy.
Was the area busy? And
It's
was the bar busy?
The bar was basically full.
Right.
There was people inside, there was people outside. We were outside, and there was.
Tourists or locals?
It's hard to say, to be honest. I mean, I think that night we seen a hen party at the bar. It was. I think it was a bit of both.
Okay.
It was. All the buildings were very, very low.
Yeah. So when I was looking on the maps, yeah, I noticed that it was literal single stories. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't anything high. Yeah.
But anything that was a beach level, like house-wise, was on stilts. So the whole first floor was like a car park underneath the
Yeah.
house. The house was on stilts, steps up to the house. So it must flood there.
Yeah.
But I would imagine the condos and stuff, they're expecting the drains to cope with it, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, they're only one road in, but they're still far enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. We had a lovely night, absolutely lovely night. The kids are playing on the sand, they're minding us for drinks and whatever. We had photos, we had our tea. Then we goes back to the condo. We bought a box of Modelo and we just sat there and bevied
Beautiful.
next to the pool. And then the next morning we got up. Now each condo had its own beach chairs and umbrella.
Yeah. Excellent.
And so we were able to just walk them out. I went for a little walk on my own because the anticipation was we were going to get a nice little breakfast. So I went and found a donut shop that was a bakery, and I got myself this salmon bagel. That was it was like $15 for this fucking bagel.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning. And I walked back expecting people to say, "Oh yeah, I'll," but again, the whole thing of the whole holiday as a whole was appetites were gone
Oh.
because it was so hot. It was so
Right. Okay.
oppressively hot.
Right.
Nobody wanted to eat. So we'd ate the night before, and basically that meal done everyone until dinner time the next day.
Wow.
Um,
Until it started cooling down again.
yeah, well, at the height of, I don't even. I think we had bits and bobs to eat on the afternoon. But anyway, so we goes to the beach. We're in the water. We're playing with the kids. The water was stunning. The seawater was lovely, hot. We spent all morning on the beach, and then we get up. We goes back to the bar, and we spent about $300 on jugs of ale and food and fed the kids and cocktails. Coffin Karen was on the cocktails.
Of course she was.
Oh yeah, she's a goer here, la. And we finished off the afternoon. Then we went back to the condos. We went and played in the pool then, which was a way of decleansing ourselves from the beach before we went into the because we were covered in sand and whatnot. So we were in the pool then playing for the kids for
We
another
rinsed
hour.
up in the pool.
Yeah, and then we were having a bevy in the pool, and again, just lovely. Then we went and had a shower, got changed, and there's a bus. I think it was the 55. It's like a trolley cart style bus. I think it's an actual bus, but it's done up like a trolley car, and it just goes up and down this main road of Anna Maria Island, and it's free.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that as well. Yeah.
So there was a few people on it, and that's where we goes on, and we went and ate. And we've been to Anna Maria Island before. I think it was 2015, So we went and ate at the Sandbar, which is where we'd had our dinner many years ago. And there was a few problems, shall we say, because the thunderstorm was coming in. So you could eat outside, you could eat inside. They had to move everybody from the outside inside. So instantly, half the tables disappeared.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. Yeah.
So it took a little bit of a while, but we did have a lovely meal in the end, a bit bevied, and then trolley bus back, and then finished off the drinking. And then the next day, we just get up eventually.
What time did you have to be out by?
Well, she was very. When we met the owner or the boss or whoever was running it, she was, I want to say,
When did you meet them? Because obviously they weren't there to check you in. Did they pop you around at some point?
Yeah,
or?
just walk. Even that night, just walking around, dead
Right.
chilled out, dead laid back. Because it had been done through Expedia, we didn't even have to pay any money. It just all went through.
Done, yeah.
She was like leather.
I can imagine.
Yeah, she was just chilled out. She was brown. She was like mahogany.
Yeah, I can picture it now.
Yeah, she was lovely. Like basically like a hippie, I would imagine.
Right.
Just like, yeah, man. It's just, yeah. There's no rush, but we had to get back anyway because that night we were doing Ohana's and
Yeah.
we were going on the boat cruise firework thing.
I think you were texting me on the journey back. Yeah.
Yeah. So we we packed up, we set off. Phil drove back, and we'd said, look, what we'll do is when we get closer, we'll go and fill up with petrol then, and we'll put maybe $40. We'll do half the tank, but we'll see because we're not going to do it. He told us, fill it up, go and drive there, drive back, you'll be all right. Well, we didn't want to do that. We wanted to drive there, drive back, and then
and then make it half. Yeah.
put the bare minimum in.
Yeah.
to get away with it. And we got down to, I think it was 7 miles on the trip computer to empty. So we had to come off the main road and find a petrol station. I think we found a Wawa's off the top of my head. We goes in there, everyone had to burst. And again, people's heads are falling off because we're in a Wawa. It's just a petrol station selling drinks and food and everything like that. And then that concluded the bit of the holiday. Basically, we were back in Disney then. We dropped everybody off.
Straight back to Animal Kingdom, drop everyone off, and then drop the bus back, and then drop the bus off.
Yeah, and the only regret we had is that we hadn't done longer at Anna Maria Island. I think it's a hidden gem.
Okay.
It's a totally different vibe. It is so relaxed. Whether I could stomach a week of it, I don't know, but certainly I could do 4 days.
Okay.
And certainly because there's boat tours. I mean, there's one bit. So our Grace wouldn't go in the water because she'd read up that there's sharks in the Gulf Coast and shark attacks and all that. So she wouldn't go in the water. She went in a little bit. And Kerry's in the water with the babies playing and all that. And there's a fin behind her. There's literally yes.
Oh shit.
And so Carla's like that. Oh my God, get out the water! It was a dolphin just swimming past.
That's quite cool though.
Yeah, so that's the type of place it is. So there's boat tours. You can hire jet skis.
So when they do boat tours, where are the boat tours going? I'm looking at a map now.
I presume they're just going up and down the coastline.
Right. Okay.
You know, they'll know where to go and do the dolphin spot.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Okay.
You know, so we didn't feel like we got the best out of the island because we were there for basically one full day and a morning and an afternoon and an evening. So, and we impeached on what I'd do is I would give Disney less days next time.
Okay, sure.
Maybe 10 days because we've done everything at Disney now. There's nothing new to do. We've done everything that was new. You know, so Rise of Resistance, Tron, Guardians, Ratatouille, even though it's at France. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
exactly. Yeah. There's nothing
mini,
new, and there's nothing new on the cards either.
yeah. So with Universal coming up fast with Epic Universe,
Yeah.
and being a little bit older and all that, I think we give Universal 4 days this time. It wasn't enough
Right.
because we felt normally for us Universal's quite a relaxed stay.
But
It
4
felt
days got a bit rushed.
a bit hectic, yeah. So maybe we'd give, especially with Epic Universe opening, it's potentially
I
a
think you
week.
need more. I think you need more than a week.
Yeah. So, and then Anna Maria. What I'd do is I'd stick Anna Maria Island at the end of the holiday.
As a relax, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So beautiful, absolutely so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah. So that's me little bit of a trip report.
Well, it sounds wonderful.
We didn't do anything extra to talk about doing anything extra. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was just such a relaxed
But that was
72 hours.
that was almost the idea of it. Breaks it up a bit.
Yeah,
It's something different. Yeah.
yeah. So well, that's that. Yeah, back now. Start planning the next one.
Back to reality.
Back to who sang that?
Back to life. Back to
to
reality.
reality.
Don't know.
Soul to Soul, I think.
Oh, I think
Was
you're
it?
right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we
No.
wrap up the episode?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
I'm planning my trip. It's started, but
And
hasn't really.
how far we're looking at 26.
So we're looking at 25.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
we've focused in on 25. Yeah.
May of 25.
Oh.
So Epic Universe won't be open yet.
Oh. Okay. That's
Yeah.
controversial.
Yeah.
Would you not delay it for a year?
So no. Potentially push it to October. I've learned something off the screen, not you. Wasn't blowing you.
Oh, the chance would be a fine thing.
October of 2025 might be a possibility.
Because then you'll have Halloween Horror Nights as well.
Yeah, well, you'd have a lot more. You'd have Disney's, I want to say Boo to You parade, but that's the parade that Mickey's Not So Scary. That's it. You'd have that. You'd have, you'd potentially have October. No, you wouldn't have that. Yeah. But yeah, there'd be more stuff there, and potentially Epic Universe would be open as well. So yeah.
Well, fingers crossed for you, mate. Let's, this will be the narrative now.
Well, yeah, you'll hear all about it. Exactly.
Yeah, we'll touch on it as various points come to fruition.
We'll definitely touch on it. Yeah.
Yeah, get a touch on. Yeah. So the next episode we're going to be talking about Halloween. Well, yeah, 1st of October episode, Halloween events in the Orlando area. Not touching on Halloween Horror Nights or Mickey's Not So Scary.
Off property stuff. Because we are Morlando.
Oh, look, he's holding it up with his little.
This is why we should be on video.
His little tiny hands. It's a rarity that you've got your top on. To be fair.
Do you know what? I'm a little chilly.
Yeah, I am.
The temperature has dropped here in September of 2023.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Right.
Anyway, yes.
Let's
cue the music.
Run with us. We are free. When darkness falls, leave shadows in the night. Don't be afraid. Wipe that fear from your eyes. Desperate love keeps on driving you along. Don't be afraid.
computer. So iPhone 15, yes or no?
iPhone 15, Watch 9. Yes. Apple Watch 9.
What? Yeah.
iOS 17, Golden Master has now gone live.
Yeah, I'm on it.
You on it already? So I've just
Yeah.
got the notification 5 minutes ago.
So I'm on the 12 Pro at the moment, and it's a replacement 12 Pro because I smashed my screen on my last one. Then I got a Jag screen fitted, and then this was last October, we went to Scotland where we had a pool, if you remember,
Oh yes, you told me this. Not so waterproof anymore.
and it wasn't waterproof. So my Barclays mobile phone insurance replaced it for me for £100 excess. So the phone I've got
love
now
bank phone insurance. It is good.
is a reconditioned one, I suspect. So during all the betas, it
It
did
will be
get
out.
very, very hot, and it's now a 3-year-old phone at this point.
What did you say? 13?
12 Pro.
12, yeah, 3 years old.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Apple have got a lot better at all this iOS slowing down malarkey. It doesn't tend to anymore, I don't think. I just think they limit what that capability of what that phone can do.
Yeah, so they obviously got into a bit of hot water, and they've had to pay out for it. I don't think in the UK they have, but in America they did. Yeah, so I think they've got better at it in regards to just axing the stuff that you can actually do on an older device instead of slowing it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
which
So
kind of does the same thing in regards to getting the user to upgrade.
Yeah, so my 12 Pro still works fine. I've got an automation on it where when it gets to 80%, it goes on to battery saving mode automatically.
When it gets to 80%,
Of battery, yeah.
80,
80, yeah.
and it goes to low power mode.
Yeah.
Isn't that way too high to go onto low power mode?
Well, yeah, because
Mine does it
all,
at 20.
yeah, but you can automate it to
Yeah,
whatever.
I know you can. But 80
But-
seems far too high.
Well, yeah, it's just I struggle with my battery. I think my battery's already on about 80% efficiency, something like that.
Right. Okay. So you're trying to preserve that battery for as long as possible.
Yeah. So, however, I can get £300 to trade this in off Apple for the 15.
So my father-in-law was texting me earlier. Hang on.
Yeah.
Because he is up for renewal, and he's on the 12. What have you got then? 12 what?
12 Pro, 128 gig.
So he's got. What's he got? Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
I tell you
Yeah,
who's gone, Apple.
He's got the 12 Pro, and Apple are only offering him 200 quid.
Maybe he's put that it's not in good condition. Maybe
I think
you've
it's
got
in
to put
quite
your serial
good
number in and everything.
Right. Okay.
Maybe it's not 128 gig. Maybe it's 64
Yeah,
gig.
that's potentially the only difference then. iPhone
Yeah.
12 on eBay.
Our Grace, she's got a 13, and Apple are saying, I think it was 400 or 350, something like that.
That's
It's
why
working
I've got
out
the 13 Pro.
It's working out interest free within Apple. For me, it was £22 a month.
Oh, fucking nothing, is it?
Over 2 years.
So
I tell you,
if I was to buy the 17 outright now, it would cost me £41.62 a month with no trade-in. That's for the
Yeah.
iPhone 15 Pro titanium.
Yeah, it does look gorgeous. Like that. What amazed me is what you seen. I didn't see it. Was the double tap.
See, I literally said so. Me and Craig were both watching this live last night, and if anyone has seen this, the keynote, there is a very short intro of the Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch is there on screen, and it's the new double tap feature with your fingers, and I noticed it, and I texted and said, "Did I just see what I think I saw?" And yeah, I think that's a very clever feature of that because there are numerous times when I am only one-handed and I'm using my nose to press buttons on my phone because I don't know, my dick's in my hand or something.
Yeah.
So I actually think that double tap of your fingers is actually a really smart idea.
It's a brilliant
But
idea.
only on the new. It's not. That's not a software thing. That's a hardware thing. So it will only be available on the actual new watch.
I think that bit's bullshit. I think the subtleties of I'm on the 7. I think my 7 could handle that.
I'm
double-
on the. God, it's so dirty. I can't even read it. Oh, let me just get that smeg off.
No one
So
has.
I'm on 5.
Yeah, so because I think it's 6, 7, and 8 are all on the same processors, same chipset. This is the first Apple Watch that's jumped up.
Right. Okay.
So it's like a 3-year life cycle for the processors of these Apple Watches.
The only reason I've changed my watch is battery life because mine's terrible. Mine lasts like half a day.
Yeah.
I have a watch charger on my desk because it's that bad. I have to charge it halfway through the day to
yeah,
actually make
mine.
it usable.
So I put mine on at 2 o'clock today. I'm on watchOS 10 or whatever it is. I'm on 74%. I'll put it on charge before I go to work. So I'll go to work when it's on 100, and I'll get home about 8, and it'll be on about 50%.
Okay, so it's still that's better. Yeah, this is rubbish.
Yeah.
So what are the new features to be added on the 15? I quite like the new 5 times telephoto lens on the, but that's actually only on the 15 Pro Max,
Yeah.
and that's where
Which
they
is,
have the
again,
clever optics.
it's a shithouse trick, that.
Of course, it is. Absolutely. Because if you
It's
look at
all,
the incremental pricing on it, it's actually if you go, oh, if I go for that, oh, I get that. But actually, it's only another $100 to go for the next one up, as long as I go for the same storage, and you end up, But I just don't like that big form factor in my hand. I'm used to something small in my hand.
same. Samesies. I'm sort of I watched the CNN little YouTube short video thing of the origins of like the iPhone going through. And here's the iPhone and a 3GS and this, whatever.
Yeah.
And my favorite iPhone of all time was the iPhone 5. That was for me. That was the pinnacle iPhone.
No, I like 4. 4 was I liked it just because that shape of the 4, loved
Yeah.
it. And it's not that dissimilar to the current shape, to be fair.
No, but they're so big now. I mean, our Jack has got a 12 mini, and they've officially discontinued the mini. I think they made a mistake because women have purses in there. And I was holding this phone on holiday, and I'm saying to him, "Oh, this is a lovely phone."
I've got a friend that always goes for the or has previously always gone for the mini. In fact, bought the big one and ended up giving it to his missus, and bought the mini one because he was like, I don't like this. I much prefer that small form factor.
Yeah, so
And there is something to be said for it because I can't reach the top of my screen with one hand without using the.
I think as you get older as well, you use less and less apps and stuff like that. And I use my phone a lot because of all the podcast stuff, so and the social media side of things.
Yeah.
But remember when the iPhone come out and we were all downloading lighters and stuff, Zippo lighters.
The beer, the
beer,
beer thing, yeah.
All that type of stuff. Well, no one does that
paper
anymore.
Toss.
And paper toss, yeah, remember that, yeah.
Classic.
Well, do you remember on Facebook you used to throw sheep at each other?
You used to be able to play loads of games against each other on
Used to poke each other and then throw
Facebook
sheep.
games.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen? You're on Netflix, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go on Netflix, if you go on Netflix, they have Netflix games now.
Yes, they do. I'm very aware of it. Yeah.
And you click on the game, and it takes you to the App Store, the Apple App Store, and you just download it. But yeah, there's nothing there that's jumped out at me. Like I get it free on Virgin Media.
Wow.
Part of my package. Yeah.
So iOS 17 out tonight. Obviously, we've been using it for a while now.
Yeah.
What killer features are you do you use on a daily basis that have an actual use?
No.
Right.
No.
Oh, good.
The music fade I like on Apple Music. So for the first time, you can now fade between the tracks.
Oh, okay.
So you can go into your settings and you can set your fade, because it just didn't. It just used to. So if you're just listening to 80s playlist radio, whatever, it fades between the songs, which is just
Okay.
Spotify's been doing it for ages.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I
Shock.
mean? Yeah.
Oh, 3 years
Um,
later. 3 years later. Right, okay.
I like the new look podcast app.
Yeah.
The podcast app still doesn't come close to Overcast,
Yeah.
but I want to be.
The
I
fact
still.
that the fact that Apple coined the term podcast, it's called a podcast because it originated from the iPod. How they haven't bothered to dominate the game with,
Well,
I don't know.
the thing is, they do dominate the game. So if you look at the characteristics of the downloads of all our shows across the network, it's all 60% Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so I meant because they're such a money grabbing greedy company. I'm surprised they haven't gone into the route of how Spotify ended up buying.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it
Yeah,
called?
Joe Rogan and all that.
No, what was the
Oh, Anchor.
Anchor? Yeah,
Yeah.
Anchor. And in the UK, you've got big radio companies over here purely now have a podcast division that
Yeah.
solely. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't really gone more down that angle, but
Yeah, it's weird. But they have monetized the Apple podcast
they
thing,
have.
'cause,
But
you know,
that was only a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Wasn't
yeah, and it's not at the forefront. You know, I listen to an iOS podcast, and I listen to the advert version, and Apple they do a paid version, $5 a
Yeah,
month,
yeah.
and get all the adverts out. But they have to submit. I looked into it for us and for the network and that, and you have to submit separate files. One
So
for the
that,
paid.
so that they can stitch it all in.
So they have to take out their own advert and
Yeah.
do a non-advert file and upload that to the paid people and upload the normal one to the. And it's like, can't be asked.
Yeah.
You know,
It does seem like more. Well, that seems like something that could be automated.
yeah, we do the Patreon, and that's enough for us.
Yeah.
$2 a month.
I quite like the feature. So I've got a MagSafe charger that I use at night and on my desk at
Oh
work.
yeah, I like
I
that. Yeah,
quite like that new feature where if you've got it in landscape mode, you have a new little dashboard that you can use that you can customize. I think that's quite again, it's not clearly not groundbreaking.
but it's like this situation now where you've got to be plugged in permanently. So
Yeah.
even when your phone is charging, your phone's now giving you information.
Yeah.
So you wake up in the morning, you trigger it by moving, or it hears a noise, so it comes on, and you're getting the weather, or you're getting the news headlines.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to sit in your underpants, drinking a coffee with your cock in your hand, looking at the sun, or like me in Animal Kingdom Lodge, just looking at a giraffe.
With a coffee in one hand and your cock in the other.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's
Oh,
just,
I love that photo.
you know, it's just like, did you see the zebra cock?
No,
It's the
I'm
thumbnail on
gonna
the
go and find it.
it's the thumbnail on the After Dark podcast YouTube channel. I stopped
I've not seen that.
I
Brilliant.
stopped uploading, but we were on the safari in Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we goes past the zebra, and Carla goes, "Look at the dick on that."
Of course you did.
So I got a picture of it. But it's like you're constantly bombarded with information. Or, you know, your Apple Watch is giving you the information your phone isn't giving you. Your phone's now got an always on display giving you information. At some point, you don't need information. And they do say, well, you can just put your phone down. But increasingly, you put your phone on a charger, and now it's giving
And
you
it's still on.
information.
Do you use focus modes?
I try to, but they just again I have it literally set up. We've got to have the phone turned off in the driving cab, so it's pointless.
Right, so it's off. So
Yeah, so my phone's off when I'm in work. When I get to London, turn the phone back on, walk around the block, listen to a podcast, phone the wife, whatever, and then turn it back off again for the 2-hour journey
right.
back.
So, okay. So yeah,
So-
it's better than focus mode.
But I did set it up for focus mode for when I arrived at work, location based,
Yeah.
and it's good, but it's frustrating because you're sitting in work, you might be spare, so you're not doing any train driving. You're sitting there for 5 hours, 6 hours in case
But your
the job goes.
phone's in the wrong mode.
But your phone's now in the wrong mode, so now you've got to change it. And again, it's only a couple of button presses, but it's
So
enough.
I only use focus mode for sleep.
Yeah.
So literally 11:30 at night, it kind of just turns everything off apart from the only things that can come through are phone calls from my dad, the wife, the alarm, or my cameras. They're the only notifications that come through. Other than that, it's all off.
Yeah, I like that idea. I might do that. But again, shift work. So
Again, so you can't, yeah, and I don't think you can be I think it's literally only daily. I don't think you can do like calendar months of like,
Well-
I don't think you can schedule it like that.
So I use Shift Life to plan my roster. I type it all in, all the jobs. I build my link, I put it in, and then I paste it onto the calendar. So all my booking on times for work are in the calendar. So that you should have a
You should be able to link
calendar
it.
focus mode,
You
but it
go.
doesn't. It's
No.
shit. So, but anyway, mate, I am busting for the shit.
Okay.
So thank you very
Pleasure-
much for joining
Pleasure
me.
talking to you, sir.
Yeah. I'll leave you to pick the random, obscure 80s theme tune.
I think I know what I think I know what I'm gonna choose.
Oh, okay.
I need to send it to you, don't I? Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that bit. Yeah.
You're-
WhatsApp
So,
at me.
actually, so I need to download it and send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. WhatsApp at me because that's easier.
Okie dokie.
Oh, thanks, mate.
You gonna say it?
Cue the music.
Good days, bad days. Just take them as they come along. Well, I say, you say, don't even matter to me. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Your way, my way. Somewhere in between, and we will be okay. High ground, low ground. I like the middle, so you can meet me there. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Sweet dreams, sad dreams. Have another beer and you can just forget. Uptown, downtown, I couldn't care less. Just tell me where to be, and I'll be there. Smiling on the other side. smiling on the